May 24th, 2022. Just got back from Adams Ferry Farms. Picked up about 2.8 pounds of ginger. My mom harvested all the ginger last year while I was away and ate it apparently. And she said it was delicious. So I went out and bought some new ginger seed. I'm going to split these up into nice little pieces for starting and get my ginger grow going again. Now that I'm back in New York and rebuilding my life. Got to start with the basics. Got to have ginger and turmeric. Speaking of turmeric, let's have a look at turmeric. Here's our beloved friend turmeric. And I harvested a whole bunch out of this pot last year, or out of the pot it was in. And these are the ones that I replanted back in the pot and just overwintered in the pot in a cool environment. And they sprouted back up when the soil warmed up a bit, and I gave them a shot of C-stem, and I just gave them a shot of forage foliar feed now from Advancing Eco Agriculture to give them a little extra boost. And they're starting to really take off now. There's also one ginger in here, right here. So that's exciting. And I guess while we're out here, we'll just let you see the other plants. Rosemary is recovering. Also had water and a forage foliar feed tonight. Lemon also had the foliar feed in a previous or later video, not sure which yet. You'll see me add some Coast of Maine soil to this. And these are my potato starts that a friend of mine gave me. They're doing really well. And then underneath those potato starts, sweet potato starts for slips, underneath those is the rest of the ginger that I saved last year just in a box. But things are pretty dry, and I don't know how many of them are going to sprout, but there are a few here. There's one here, and there's one there. So some did come through. So this bin is basically just for propagation and kind of waiting for the weather to shift, and also have no idea where I'm going to grow anything this year yet. I really don't have any land space to grow, so it might just be containers or who knows. Anyway, I just thought I would do a quick update, and I'm going to split that ginger up and find another bin to stick it in with some Coast of Maine soil, give it a soak, and get it started. And when it gets sprouted, we'll get it into somewhere where it can grow. Alright, that's it for now. Alright, clipped them all down to nice startable pieces, and they're in this pot. This was the mandarin that died over the winter, thanks to all the jockeying around. So I pulled the mandarin out, I've kept the soil, and I've just put these down on top of it. Obviously these are planted way too close together to actually grow them out. This is just to get them sprouted. They take a couple of weeks to get sprouted usually, so I'm going to cover them with some Coast of Maine potting mix, keep them moist, and give them some time to get rolling. Okay, so in the last clip with the ginger, I had put it in here to sprout, covered it with Coast of Maine soil, and it's just been in there for the last few weeks. It is now starting to sprout, as you can see, and I've filled this bin with peat moss because it's what I had for bulk medium, and I've got one more bag of Coast of Maine soil, so I will top some of this off with Coast of Maine soil. But being that I don't have any growing beds or growing space or farm space or garden beds or any of that kind of stuff this year, I'm running on a very compressed space and a compressed budget, but I will not be shut down. So I'm going to put these some of these sweet potatoes in here as well, and just try and maximize this space. And I'm going to plant a ton of ginger in here, and then hopefully I can keep up with the watering, because that much plant matter growing in this small of a container, they're going to drink some water. Anyway, I'm going to get on with it. Okay, I went and dug them all out. There were a few that were rotting rather than sprouting, and there were a few that I put back in here. Might as well take advantage of the soil that's in here already. And then the rest is over here. That is a ton of ginger, but you can see they all have nice healthy sprouts popping and roots starting So they're all in good shape. And now I got to try and figure out how to squeeze in some sweet potatoes. I might put a layer of soil down and then put the sweet potatoes on top of that. But this bin is going to be absolutely chock full of growing plants, which will be awesome. But these are definitely crammed pretty tight together. But got to make do with what I got. Alright, put a little bit of Coast and Maine soil layer on there, a couple inches. And now I've flipped over this, basically this was just a propagation bin, just a blue bin with some Coast and Maine soil in it, and I buried all the extra turmeric and ginger and whatever seed stock I had from over the winter that was pretty well dried out, and I've just kept this moist and given everything a chance to sprout. You can see we have some very good sprout and root propagation here. A lot of turmeric mixed in here. That is going to have to go in a different place because we definitely can't cram that much turmeric in. This is why. That's, I don't know, maybe 10 turmeric plants, and that canopy is just getting started. Wait till the end of the summer. That'll be 5 feet tall and like a giant umbrella. So, turmeric we'll hold off on, but we are going to pull the sweet potatoes out of here, which are actually on top of this mat. Alright, so I've flipped it over. And you can see the potatoes here, sweet potatoes. The other one's buried a little more, and you can see turmeric plants sticking up through here. Boom, boom. That's ginger. Another turmeric. So these sweet potatoes were given to me by my friend Monica. She's grown these, I think, 3 or 4 years now. Grown them, saved them, and grown back from her own seed, which is awesome. And these are, she gave me some of these to eat a while back, and they are just spectacular sweet potatoes. So I'm going to move these over into the bin there and try and get them to coexist with the ginger, which they should, since obviously they're very vine oriented and they'll crawl out and reach their leaves out. And the ginger is very vertical oriented, so they should complement each other nicely. Can you say prolific? Already growing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new sweet potatoes just from the vine that this has put out. And this potato is still basically a firm sweet potato. Could probably really take that off, eat it, and let this propagate, but I won't. I'll leave this reserved so they can really get rocking and have a good starch reserve back up. And there's one more to pull out here. Well, I didn't quite get it out without separating it from the cuts, but of course this is actually the potential for like 7 or 8 separate new sweet potato plants. So I probably will set this up so we can just, I want this bin full of harvestable root crops in 90 to 100 days, so let's get it on. Anyway, very nice rootstock to work from. Thank you, Monica, really appreciate it. And then some turmeric here, some of which I'm going to share with Monica as well. And I might see if I can get her to let me get a video clip of her garden space. She's got a very nice garden space with very nice individual beds. So maybe we'll get that on the channel at some point. Alright, I'm going to carry on here. And I'll just show real quickly how easily that cluster of slips separated out into nice rooted starts. I don't know, I didn't count, but there's probably 8 or 10 there, one I already stuck in. So I'm going to just populate this whole bin, and I'm hanging the vines of these just over the side so they can crawl out and do their thing on both of these guys. And I spread these as far apart from each other as I could so they would have room to develop tubers. Alright, next phase. Alright, so those are all planted. That's that. And I might stick a turmeric or 2 into there. Alright. I'm going to top off with a little bit of Coast and Maine, and that'll be that. I'll get you a final shot. That's that. Alright, that's that. they're planted. I topped off the soil. You remember how dry that peat moss blend was, so I'm going to go back and water the living crap out of this to make sure that we moisten that and give them plenty of moisture to help them get established. Mosquitoes are horrible in this place. Pardon the camera bump. And let's see, what else? And then I'll go back and put down a drench of some advancing eco-agriculture products. Probably some forage foliar and some sea shield and probably some sea stem as well. So that's that, and then I'll give you an update in a couple of weeks. Hope you found this interesting or informative. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, check out our other videos, and also some of our videos, and also Comrades in Farms is available on in podcast form on most podcast platforms, and we have some videos on Spotify. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network.